A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a decisive move, the European Union and Britain have announced new sanctions against Russia, taking action without waiting for the United States to join them. This announcement came just a day after U.S. President Donald Trump's phone call with Russian President Vladimir Putin failed to secure a promise for a ceasefire in Ukraine. The new sanctions specifically target Moscow's shadow fleet of oil tankers and financial firms that have been instrumental in helping Russia evade the impact of previous sanctions imposed due to the ongoing war. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky expressed gratitude for the sanctions, stating, "Sanctions matter, and I am grateful to everyone who makes them more tangible for the perpetrators of the war." Despite the urgency of the situation, there was no immediate announcement of corresponding measures from Washington, even as European leaders publicly lobbied for the Trump administration to take action. German Foreign Minister Johann Wadefuhl emphasized the need for an immediate ceasefire from Russia, stating, "We have repeatedly made it clear that we expect one thing from Russia, an immediate ceasefire without preconditions." The absence of a ceasefire agreement in the recent talks between Russia and Ukraine has led European leaders to intensify their calls for action. The sanctions are aimed at disrupting a shipping fleet that Russia uses to export oil, circumventing a $60 per barrel price cap imposed by the G7 to limit Russia's revenue from oil sales. This move reflects a growing frustration among European nations regarding the lack of progress towards peace and the ongoing humanitarian crisis in Ukraine. As the situation unfolds, both the EU and Britain remain hopeful that the US will eventually join them in imposing further sanctions. French Foreign Minister Jean-Noël Barrot remarked, "Let us push Vladimir Putin to put an end to his imperialist fantasy." Meanwhile, British Foreign Minister David Lammy stated that delaying peace efforts would only strengthen their resolve to support Ukraine and restrict Putin's military capabilities. The latest sanctions come in the wake of a failed attempt at dialogue between Russia and Ukraine, where both sides could not agree on terms for a ceasefire. As tensions continue to rise, the international community watches closely, hoping for a resolution to the conflict that has caused widespread suffering and instability in the region. U.S. President Trump has indicated that he is considering what actions to take in response to the new sanctions, but details remain scarce. "We're looking at a lot of things, but we'll see," Trump told reporters as he left Capitol Hill after a meeting with fellow Republicans. The ongoing conflict in Ukraine remains a focal point of international diplomacy, with leaders from various nations calling for a unified approach to address the crisis and hold Russia accountable for its actions. As the situation develops, the eyes of the world are on both the Kremlin and the Biden administration to see how they will respond to the latest sanctions and the pressing need for a peaceful resolution. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.